All right. You hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Um, we are on for South Bend Municipal Court. My name is Will Penoyer. I am the judge for South Bend Municipal Court. Mr. Martin here is on for an arraignment in our court. Mr. Martin, you were charged with driving while license suspended in the 3rd degree and operating vehicle without ignition interlock. The first of those charges is a standard misdemeanor, which is 90 days in jail, $1,000 fine maximum. The other one is a gross misdemeanor, meaning that the maximum penalty is 364 days in jail and a $5,000 fine. All right?
All right.
So, you may or may not know the drill, but I'm just going to advise you of your rights and then just take your plea and appoint you counsel, okay?
Okay.
All right. So you have the following rights: the right to remain silent, the right to be defended by a lawyer and have a lawyer present at all hearings. You can hire a lawyer, or if you cannot afford one, if you qualify, we would appoint a public defender to represent you. You have the right to have your guilt decided by a jury. A jury trial begins with you being presumed innocent, and the jury has to find beyond a reasonable doubt that you are guilty. You have the right to be present when evidence is being presented to the jury and question witnesses testifying against you. You can call witnesses to testify for you at no expense to you. You can testify if you want or remain silent at trial. If you choose to remain silent, the court will tell the jury they cannot use your silence against you in any way. You have the right to a speedy trial within 90 days if you when in or not guilty plea, or within 60 days if you are held in jail. In our case, because you're being held in jail on a different charge, not on our charge, I've already released you.
Okay.
It would be 90 days. If you're found guilty at a trial, you may appeal the question of guilt to a higher court. If you plead guilty, then you lose those appeal rights. I've reviewed the probable cause statement, and I found that there is probable cause for the case to go forward. Doesn't mean I'm finding you guilty. It just means that I'm finding there's enough in the police report to support the charges.
Okay.
Do you understand what you're charged with, the maximums and minimums?
Yeah.
Okay. And do you have any questions about what we're doing today?
No.
Okay. So I assume at this point you'll want to enter a not guilty plea and talk to an attorney.
Yeah.
Okay. Can you afford your own attorney?
What's that?
Can you afford an attorney?
No.
What's your monthly income?
I'm unemployed.
Fair enough. And I know you're in custody right now, so it's probably a little difficult to work.
Right.
So that being the case, I'm going to appoint John Quittner as your attorney,
Okay.
and we will get you the information on how to contact him. And he'll also probably come up and see you at the jail. Do you know when you're getting out, or do you have any sense of that?
I have no clue. I don't have a court date until February 19th.
Okay, so you're just sitting for a while.
Yeah.
You have a DOC hold?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, do you have any other questions for me?
I don't.
Okay. As far as pretrial release conditions, the only thing is not to have any violations of law, and obviously show up for court when we have court.
Okay.
So I guess we'll set you on for pretrial our next court date, which is, I always forget, February 10th. And assuming, I guess since you said you won't be here in court till the 19th, you'll be probably up at the jail when we set this one too.
Okay.
So once again, we'll have you appear through the video here at 12:30. Okay.
Okay.
All right. If you don't have any other questions, I think we're done today.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Martin. Okay.
Okay, Mr. Quittner, are Mr. Nava and Mr. Medina being heard together, or how is that going to go?
We can hear them together if Mr. Duncanson and the court have no objection.
I have no objection to it.
Okay, that's fine. Are we going forward on that now then?
Yeah, we may as well.
Okay. So we may be going together, but I mean, I guess we'll start with one of them. Mr. Nava's case. What's going on?
Hello, can you hear me now?
I can.
All right. Hello, Your Honor.
Hello. We're just getting Mr. Medina onto. I'm assuming that's him that's connecting there.
Yeah, did you talk to the attorney John Quitnar?
Yeah, I did. Yeah,
About her.
he'll talk in just a second, okay?
Okay.
We're just waiting for your co-defendant to get up on here. It still says
Sounds
he's
good.
connecting. All right, well, as everybody knows, I hate waiting. So it's patience is not a strong suit for this judge. So I guess let's just start with Mr. Nava's case. If we're doing the same thing on Medina, that's fine. But what are we going to do, John?
Well, we've reached a resolution. This is a disorderly public intoxication charge, and the city has offered us a stipulated order of continuance with the terms being that if Mr. Nava pays a fine of $150, stays out of trouble in terms of not getting any criminal charges for the next 6 months, then that will satisfy the terms. If he does not abide by the terms, we have admitted to the behavior that caught him the charge, and the court will have the ability at that point to find him guilty based on our admission if he should not live up to the terms, but we assume that he will. There is no alcohol treatment or evaluation considered as part of this. It was a fairly low-key kind of event. The two were essentially drinking a beer in a park.
Right, I read
it. I have gone over his rights with them, and I'm quite sure that he understands them, and that he is entering into the agreement knowingly and willingly.
Okay. I did not receive a copy of this one, either of these yet.
Yeah, sorry, it's just my computer is just all over. It's freezing. I have it though.
That's fine. I was asking the lawyers, have we signed them yet? Or are we still doing it?
No, they've been drafted,
Okay,
and they've been approved by the defendants, and in Mr. Medina's case, he's in possession of it. Mr. Nava's has gone out in the mail, so I've gone over every provision of it with them. But
I know what they say. So
okay,
all right, then I'm going to go over this with Mr. Nava and Mr. Medina. You guys both have the same deal.
Yes,
That's
Your Honor.
correct. You guys both have the same agreement, right?
Yes.
they wouldn't have seen each other's agreement, but I could confirm that that is true.
Okay. What's the fine amount, John?
150.
150. Okay. Mr. Duncanson, that's all true, right?
Yes.
Okay. So, Mr. Nava and Mr. Medina, what you've entered into is a stipulated order of continuance. That means basically that you're not entering a plea today. You're basically agreeing to bump this out for a while, pay a fine, stay out of trouble. And if at the end of 6 months you do that successfully, your case will be dismissed. If you fail, then I review the police reports and most likely find you guilty of those charges of disorderly conduct. Does that sound accurate to you?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so Mr. Nava, real quick, what do you believe the terms are? What do you have to do?
Pay $150 fine. Got to remain don't get in trouble for next 6 months, and then I got to sign this this little paper that John's going to be sending me through the mail. sometime soon. Then I'm gonna have to sign it and give it to you.
Okay. So, Mr. Medina, what happens if you guys stay out of trouble for the 6 months? What happens at the end?
Oh, essentially it gets dismissed, but the ultimate goal is to not get any trouble, not do anything like that.
Okay. What happens if you violate? What happens?
Then I'm essentially found guilty of everything, and then everything that we're working towards essentially just doesn't fall through.
All right, perfect. I'm satisfied that Mr. Nava and Mr. Medina understand the terms under which we're operating. I think the order of continuance is reasonable given the criminal history and the nature of the charge. As soon as I have it in front of me, I will be happy to review it and sign it. Do you gentlemen have any questions for me?
Oh wait, you as well.
No, do you have any questions?
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you said. No, sir. I'm sorry. I don't have any questions.
Mr. Nava?
I don't have any either, Your Honor.
Okay, then you guys are good to go. Just sign when you get the stuff and we'll keep it moving, okay?
Thank
Thank
you,
you,
Your
sir.
Honor.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Okay, Mr. Coma is available if you want to do him.
Okay. Okay, well, while this is connecting, I'm going to quickly grab something. I'll be right back. Okay, we are still connecting. I see you there, Mr. Coma. I do see you. So I don't know what we should do here. Madam Clerk, should we just wait or should we call someone else and see where he can get it figured out?
I messaged Mr. Coma to see if they can get it to connect, but we can't do anything on our end.
Okay, all right. Well, I mean, we have to keep things moving here, so I guess we'll just come back to his.
Okay,
Chuck, can you hear us? Not if you hear us.
All right, well. Let's take another matter then.
okay. The rest of them, I'm really not sure who they are.
Okay.
Um,
Uncover that.
We've got two Jasons on today. I believe they're both on for arraignment, so we're gonna pull in a Jason.
Okay. Sir, this is Will Penoyer. I'm the judge for the city of South Bend. What's your name?
Jason G. Pearson.
Okay. Thank you. We've got two Jasons, so I'm trying to sort out which is which here.
You
I've got you now.
let me. All right, here. Let me get back behind here. The traffic out front here is a little loud. So here we go.
Okay. Mr. Pearson, my name is Will Penoyer, judge for the city of South Bend. We have you on today for an arraignment for a charge of failure to transfer title within 45 days. That is a standard misdemeanor charge, meaning that the maximum penalty is 90 days in jail and a $1,000 fine. That's not likely what you'll get. I'm just telling you what the maximum is because I have to, okay?
Okay.
Frankly, this is one of the least serious charges we have in our court. So I'm just going to go through your rights, and then you can decide if you want to plead guilty or not guilty, get an attorney appointed, okay?
Yep.
All right. So here you go. You have the right to remain silent. That means you don't have to say anything about the charge at all. You have the right to be defended by a lawyer at all hearings. If you can't afford an attorney, then we'll appoint one for you. You have the right to have your guilt decided by a jury. You're presumed innocent unless the jury finds you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. You have the right to be present when evidence is heard, question witnesses, and you have the right to have witnesses be present on your behalf at no expense to you. You have the right to a speedy trial within 90 days of today. If you're found guilty at trial, you have the right to appeal. If you plead guilty, you do not have the right to appeal any longer. I've already said what you're charged with, which is failure to transfer title. I've reviewed the police reports and I found that there's probable cause. All that means is that there's enough in there to support the charge. It doesn't mean I'm finding you guilty of it. Do you understand your rights, sir?
Yes, I am.
Okay. So at this point, did you want to plead guilty or not guilty? Talk to an attorney?
I am guilty of not transferring the title for 45 days, but I mean, I haven't. Well, not an excuse. It needed a motor put in it, and I bought it for $2,000, and the motor needed to be put in it since I bought it, and I finally get a motor in it. I got a trip permit up there at the courthouse, and I put it in there. And the same day I just put the trip permit in and come down the hill, I get pulled over in front of the real estate place right there before you go out of South Bend and going towards Raymond. And I'm guilty of it. I mean, I am, but I never knew that you could get in trouble for something like this. I thought it was just a fine.
I understand, Mr. Pearson. So can you afford to hire an attorney?
No, I can't. Not right now.
Well, do you have any objection to me appointing an attorney for you so you guys can, you can at least help you work out a deal with the city?
I don't know. Would that be something to do or?
Yes, it's normal.
Okay,
Yeah, most people plead not guilty. I appreciate your honesty a great deal. But as a practical matter, if you have a chance to talk to him, you can tell the prosecutor what your situation is. The fact that there are some mitigating factors here. It sounds like you weren't intending to break the law.
no, not at all.
Can work something out. There's all sorts of deals where maybe you can get, a lower fine. You can get it set up so it's dismissed if you stay out of trouble, things like that.
Okay.
Thank you.
Your Honor, before you appoint Mr. Quittner, can I ask Mr. Pearson a question?
As long as it's not going to elicit testimony that's harmful to him, I don't care.
No. Is the car registered now?
No, I can't register it here unless you do all this like weird. I mean, I'll register it right now if I have to, but I'm
Okay,
not driving it. So, but
Appoint
I'll
Quittner.
take it and register it
Appoint
right now.
John and I'll talk to John. I was gonna say if it was registered, I was gonna offer an amendment today, but
Oh, okay, because the Hoquiam will do it. Hoquiam will register it if you do a walk-in, but down here at this courthouse, they won't. You have to like send the papers in, get it notarized, get all this stuff done. It's just I don't know what's going on. So,
Well, why don't you just talk to the public defender? We'll come back February 10th. And it sounds like if you can get it registered, sorted out by then you can get this reduced to an infraction, pay a small fine, and we'll be done with it.
all right, that sounds good. I'll have it registered then.
Okay, you'll get the information in the mail regarding your attorney's contact information, and February 10th, same process, you log on like this with them, okay?
Okay. All right, thank you very much.
No problem, man. Have a good day.
Yep. All right.
Okay, we're gonna go with Galaxy A20 and see who that is.
Okay. Hello.
Hello,
Who is this?
this is Salvador Loza.
I'm sorry, what's your name, sir?
Salvador Loza.
Salvador Loza. Okay.
Yes.
Where's Mr. Loza on our docket today?
He's
That's
on for pretrial.
Okay. All right. Mr. Loza, this is Will Canoyer. I'm the judge for the city of South Bend, and your case is on for pretrial today. Mr. Quittner, can you give me an update on this case?
Yeah, if I'm reading Mr. Junkerson correctly, I think we're in agreement that this should be dismissed without prejudice.
that is true. There's some issues with the police report that I don't think we can at this point.
Okay. All right. Well, Mr. Loza, did you hear that, Mr. Loza?
Yes, I did, Your Honor.
Okay, so the prosecutor is saying that he's going to move to dismiss the case. He doesn't feel like he has enough to make his case. I can't stop him from doing that, and my role is different as the judge. The only thing I can say is I'll accept the dismissal and sign an order of dismissal. I would caution Mr. Loza to stay away from the school, although
Yes.
probably won't be an issue, but I'm just going to say it again, okay?
Okay.
All right. Unless, is there anything else we need from Mr. Loza? Are we good to go?
No, that's it. If that's all for you guys.
That's all for us.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Thank you.
All right.
Okay, we're gonna go with, I'm gonna pronounce it Anya's iPad. Hello?
Okay. I'm talking now to someone, I'm not sure who this is under Anya's iPad.
Oh, this is for Gina Ballesteros.
Gina Ballesteros.
Yes.
Okay.
First arraignment on the docket.
Oh, yep, I know the case. All right. Ms. Ballesteros, can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay, great. My name is Will Penoyer. I'm the judge for the city of South Bend. And you have been charged in our court with assault in the 4th degree. That is a gross misdemeanor. The maximum penalty on that is 364 days in jail or a $5,000 fine. I'm not saying that's what's going to happen. I'm just telling you what the maximums are, okay? At this point, I am going to just go through your rights, and then we'll talk to you about maybe having an attorney involved and appointed on your case, okay? So you have the right to remain silent. It means you don't have to say anything about the offense today or in the future. You have the right to be defended by a lawyer, have a lawyer present at all hearings, including this one. You can hire a lawyer, or if you can't afford one will be appointed for you. You have the right to have your guilt decided by a jury. The jury has to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. If they cannot, then they are not supposed to find you guilty. You have the right to be present when evidence is being presented to the jury. You can question any witnesses brought against you. You can call witnesses to testify for you.
Okay. I just need to translate.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize this was a translation issue.
Well, yeah, she does understand, but I'm just letting her know que
I'm probably talking too
tienes
fast.
el derecho de un abogado y todo lo que vas a decir lo pueden usar y lo máximo es 1 año en la cárcel si te encuentran.
Pete Hinton is on. I can bring him in if that would help.
Yes, ma'am. We do have a professional court interpreter available.
Yeah, why don't you do that, because it's very
Yeah, we didn't realize that we just didn't know that Ms. Ballesteros needed an interpreter, so we'll take care of that.
te van a agarrar. Pero él puede ir. Manda más hace el caso de aquí. Con nosotros.
Hi, Pete. How are you doing?
Yeah. I
Good
thought you were-
afternoon, Your Honor. I'm doing very well. How are you today?
I'm doing great.
Great.
Mr. Pete, we have another person who is not a native English speaker. Who
Okay.
realized was needing an interpreter. And so
All right.
requesting your assistance. Her name is Gina Ballesteros. I can spell it for you if you'd like. Ballesteros.
Okay, Gina, and one more time on the last name.
I think
Please.
it's Ballesteros. I assume it's Ballesteros. Ballesteros.
Ballesteros.
Exacto.
Señora Ballesteros, ¿me escucha bien?
Sí,
Así se pronuncia Ballesteros.
sí, señor.
Gracias, señora. Mi nombre es Pedro. Le voy a servir como intérprete para la corte hoy, ¿ok?
Ujú.
Okay.
So, yeah, it was Ballesteros, exactly, Your Honor.
Okay. You understand her? Okay. Everybody understand each other?
Yeah, I can hear her and understand her just fine. Sí me puede entender bien, ¿verdad, señora?
Sure. Seguro.
Gracias.
Great.
Okay.
This is good. So can you just tell her, Mr. Hinton, just let her know that we are gonna now just advise her of her rights.
Okay, and I have those in script form if you'd like for me to go through those, Your Honor.
That'd be probably the most efficient. Yeah.
Okay. What's the charge, Your Honor?
Sure. The charge is assault in the 4th degree,
Okay,
and
I know.
and that's a gross misdemeanor. Yeah.
um,
Okay. Sure. Go ahead, Judge.
and we just need to let her know what the maximums are you know, the 364, 5,000.
Sure.
And,
Ok, muy bien. Señora, usted está acusada con agresión cuarto grado. Usted es un delito menor agravado que lleva una pena máxima de 364 días en la cárcel. 5,000 de multa es la pena máxima permitida por ley. Nunca es la pena normal, a menos que alguien tenga un historial largo, ¿ok? Como resultado, usted goza de varios derechos constitucionales muy importantes. Usted tiene el derecho a la ayuda de un abogado. Si usted no cuenta con los fondos, el juez le va a asignar un abogado gratis capaz para que le ayude con el caso. Eso es recomendable. También tendría el derecho a un juicio público ante de un jurado. El fiscal tendría que comprobar el caso fuera de dudas ante un jurado. Tiene el derecho a escuchar y interrogar a cualquier testigo que hable en su contra, igual que traer a la corte testigos favorables. Tendría el derecho a apelar una condena después de un juicio. Una condena pudiera resultar en problemas con migración, aunque eso es raro, pero siempre existe una pequeña posibilidad. Entonces, las penas máximas son solo lo que la ley permite, no son las penas normales. Y solo es una acusación, no es una condena. Me imagino que usted gustaría tener un abogado para ayudarla, ¿verdad?
Seguro.
Okay. So, Your Honor, for the record, we went over her constitutional rights in Spanish as well as the nature of the charges, the possible consequences, including the colloquy on immigration. And my final question would you like to have an attorney to help you? The response was yes.
Okay. I think I have to let her know that I did review the police reports and found probable cause.
Okay.
Just to make sure she understands that doesn't mean that I found her guilty. It just means that the police reports has enough information to support the charge.
Okay. El juez leyó los reportes de la policía y encontró fundamento por la acusación, no una condena. No le está condenando, ¿ok? Es solo un fundamento para la acusación. Ok, vamos a platicar del abogado. And she would like counsel, Judge.
Okay. Could you ask her what her monthly income is?
¿Cuánto gana cada mes, más o menos, señora?
Tu seguro social, ¿cuánto es por mes?
¿Cuánto gana por seguro social?
$898, 898.
Okay. Okay, gracias. $898 a month, Judge.
And she qualifies.
Plus,
And that's Social Security. Okay, no se preocupe, señor. Usted califica para un abogado gratis, ¿ok?
entonces tengo $52.90
Ay, Dios.
Yeah.
centavos.
Ya no importa, señora, porque el juez ya le va a dar un abogado, ¿ok?
Oh,
So
okay.
she was starting to talk about the $50 she had in the bank, and I said, you'd already made a decision to appoint, Your Honor.
Yep, don't worry about that.
Yeah.
So I'll appoint Mr. Quittner to represent her. I need to figure out where one thing we also need to address, Pete. I had to enter a DV no contact order because this was an alleged assault for DV.
Okay.
I'm not sure where she's living now. And I guess we need to make sure we have her address.
Okay. Sure. Señora, el juez ya le nombró un abogado bastante capacitado. El señor Quittner lo conozco bien. Él me conoce, tiene todos mis números. Cada conversación privada que tenemos con usted, yo estaré con usted, ¿ok? También el juez tiene que imponer un amparo que prohíbe todo contacto con la supuesta víctima. Cualquier contacto, por teléfono, por texto, por email, por correo, por otras personas. ¿Usted vive con la supuesta víctima?
No.
Okay.
Ella vive conmigo.
Vivo con mi hija.
Okay. Ma'am, for the court, could you give the judge your name and your current address? And if you don't speak English, I'll take it down in Spanish. Your Honor, this is the lady with whom the
I'm her daughter.
is living right now. And could you give the judge your address, please?
Address?
Yeah, the judge would like your address.
222 Willapa Avenue.
Okay, now, the reason I'm asking is that the charge was alleged to have taken place at that address against a Tony Lynn Williams. Does Mr. Williams still live there?
He's moving out.
Okay, but is he still staying there?
Yes.
Okay, we do have a problem then. I mean, I don't know if this restraining order was served or not. Do you know if it was?
No, because the draw on the, hold on, I think the 15th or Wednesday after the incident, they dropped the charges. That's why I was surprised when this came to our door.
Okay, they dropped the felony charges, but then it was refiled in our court, municipal court. This is misdemeanor court.
Mm-hmm.
So, Lisa, do you know if the restraining order, the DV no contact order was served or not in this case?
Yes, the chief brought it to the house himself.
Okay, so the concern I have is that as long as Mr. Williams is in the home, then she is having contact with him. So I guess, is he moving out, do you know when?
He gave, I asked last month, but it's going to be in about 2 weeks.
Okay, so
By the 10th.
currently then Ms. Ballesteros is effectively in violation of a court order. And I don't want her to be in position, but this is
Okay, well then, yeah, there's my daughter. I can take her to my daughter's.
okay. I guess Mr. Duncanson, do you have any input on this? I'm getting the prosecutor's input on this. I understand she's older and this is a difficult situation. I'm just trying to follow our rules here.
I believe at the last hearing, I said the city's position would be okay with a no hostile order.
Okay.
Or if the court would still want the no contact order, I would just say put a provision in there that once Ms. Williams is out of the house, she can return.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm doing him a favor.
Okay. I'm struggling a little bit with what to do with the situation here. So is Mr. Williams staying there every night or what?
I don't really see him that often. Yeah.
Okay. I understand that she doesn't really have anywhere else to be, correct?
No,
I mean, she doesn't have anywhere else she can stay.
no.
Okay. Well, I don't want her on the street either, obviously. I'm just trying to deal with the public safety issue here.
You know, that whole thing, she didn't swing the bat. I was taking it away. And when I took it away, it hit him.
Okay.
You
All
know,
right. I understand that there may be defenses to the case. I'm just going with what I've got in my police reports here. So, since I'm talking to you now, you're telling me she really doesn't have anywhere else to be. Has there been any contact with Mr. Williams that you're aware of between her and Mr. Williams? Do they just
no. No.
Okay. Would it be possible for, do you have contact information for him? Do you have a phone number for him I could call?
I'm getting it.
Okay.
It's 425
Mhm.
305 8130.
130. Okay. Well, what I'm thinking I may do here then is give him a call, and if he will state to the court that he does not feel that his safety is at risk, I may consider dropping this order so that she is not in violation of a court order. So I don't know, Lisa, would we be able to call him while everybody's on, or I don't know how this would work, or is that tricky?
I would not know how to make that happen at this point.
All right.
Tony Williams is here.
He is?
Hi, sir.
Okay, your name is Tony Williams?
Yes, sir.
Hi, Mr. Williams. My name is Will Benoyer. I'm the judge for the city of South Bend.
Yes, sir.
I'm in a challenging situation here, and I'm hoping you can help me with it. Gina Ballesteros is alleged to have assaulted you. And I understand, I hear snickering. Please don't comment on the case other than, what I'm going to ask you is whether or not you feel safe in the home.
I feel very safe here. I
Okay.
do.
You're not worried about your safety or well-being or anybody else?
I'm not worried about my safety at all whatsoever. No.
All right,
No.
that's what I needed to know. So what I'm going to have to do then is, now that I've gotten this input from you, Mr. Williams, and everybody else, I'm going to drop the the pretrial and domestic violence no contact order, and I'll sign that as soon as I can get it put together. And Mr. Hinton, could you let her know that?
Yeah, I would like to do that, Your Honor, catch her up to date here a little bit.
I was kind of getting away there. I'm sorry, it's an unusual situation.
Oh, no problem, Judge. All of that tracked very well for me, so. Señora Gina, ¿me escucha bien? Ok. El amparo prohibiendo contacto ya no se va a hacer, ok, no se preocupe, porque usted no tiene a dónde más ir y el juez no quiere que tenga que salir de la casa. Entonces, después de hablar con el señor, todo bien, no hay ningún problema con que estén juntos, ¿ok?
Ajá.
Gracias.
Gracias. Fue un placer conocerle.
Okay, so.
Yeah, igualmente, señora.
So at this
Un momento. Yeah, go ahead, Judge.
All right, so at this point, what remains is we're going to set this case over for February 10th.
Okay.
We'll give her Mr. Quittner's contact information at 222 Willowpaw. We'll send it over there. And then he can talk to the prosecutor and they can all talk and try to work something out.
Okay, great. Entonces, señora, toda la información para usted se va a comunicar con el abogado y el abogado se va a poner a trabajar en el caso. La próxima fecha de corte será el 10 de febrero a la misma hora, por favor. Entonces, mientras tanto, el abogado estará en comunicación con el fiscal a ver si pueden buscar una resolución favorable para usted, ¿ok?
Muy bien.
Okay.
Okay.
Está muy bien.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Hinton. I think, well, we can let her go at this point.
Okay.
Working us through that.
Sure. Muchas gracias, señora. Ya se pueden desconectar. Mucho gusto, ¿ok?
Igualmente.
Adiós. Okay. Adiós. Thank you, ma'am, for your help very much. I really appreciate that.
You're welcome. Que Dios lo cuide.
Okay.
All right.
Igual. Okay.
So should we take any other cases you have right now? I don't know what your schedule's like.
Yeah, I think I'm supposed to have Mr. Silva Nunez with Mr. Quintner.
Yeah.
And we do have we have a resolution in that case because Mr. Quinton and I were able to make contact with his client last week in a private phone call. And so I believe we have a resolution. I'll wait to hear from Mr. Quintner and see if his client connects.
We have a resolution, but I don't know that we've got Mr. Nunez to sign the pleadings. I don't believe I have a contact information for him.
Yeah, Your Honor, just for the record, we did go over a resolution, and I believe there was going to be a plea of some kind. We went over the document in great detail. He understands that basically the only thing to follow is to sign it, and the court has permission to accept my name put on the document by either the court or Mr. Quintner as that document having been gone over with him word by word in his own language. So.
Okay. All right, Mr. Hinton, I appreciate that. And let's see. So, but he's not available on the phone right now then?
Not unless he's calling from a new number. I've got 5 numbers left that I don't know who they are.
Well,
so are any of those folks able to hear, Lisa? If those folks can hear me, I will ask anybody in Spanish to unmute their mic.
No, they are not. They're in the waiting room right now.
John, what number did we use? Do you remember?
Yeah, his last four are 9557.
That's what I have, but I don't have anybody in the waiting room for that.
Oh,
Okay. Well, Your Honor, what I would suggest is there was some communication early on, some confusion early on due to mostly my part with the conflict with DOL, which ended up canceling about a 1:30 instead of a 12:30. If the court has more to do, I would suggest I will just stay on the line for the next 10, 15 minutes while you folks conduct other business and see if he connects.
Okay, yeah, if you want to just hang out, we'll let you know if we've got anybody in.
Great. I'll just go on mute for a while, folks, and then you just let me know if he shows up.
I really appreciate your help. Again, Mr. Hinton.
My pleasure, Your Honor. So I will put my microphone on mute, but I'll still be able to hear you folks.
Great, thank you, sir.
So
Okay.
I'd like to bring in, there was one defendant on Judge Bates' docket that I was not able to contact. He is in the waiting room. I'd like to let him know that he won't be heard today.
Absolutely. And thanks to everybody for your patience on that last one. That was challenging.
So this is Pavi Famachani Chan. Sorry.
Sir, can you hear us? Is there anybody there? I don't know. Does the speaker show up if they're on, or how does that work?
I'm not getting any speaker at all.
Okay. All right.
So I can put him back in the waiting room. It's no big deal. We'll bring him in later and let him know.
I guess we could see if Mr. Coma's figured it out. Unless you know what, actually, Lisa, I'll leave it to your discretion. You have it better organized than I do. So.
I'm sorry?
I was going to say we could try Mr. Coma again, but then I was realizing I'll let you call whatever you want.
Okay,
We have a system, so you know.
We're gonna bring in Moto Z4.
Okay, whoever that is. Like a gentleman. I'm curious, Lisa, when these say connecting for a really long time, is that usually like an internet issue or what?
Yeah, it's an issue on their end.
With internet service or something? Okay.
I think a lot of the times when it's someone with a phone, they haven't given their phone permission for Zoom to connect to their microphone.
I've never used it on a phone before. But I guess a lot of people don't really have personal computers sitting around anymore, so.
Well, we can put him back in the waiting room and call the next one.
Okay.
Okay. This is simply a phone number, so we'll bring him in and see who it is.
So a 6 minutes.
So they have their microphone on mute.
So if you can hear me, your microphone is on mute. I'm the judge, Will Penoyer. We've got a call from someone from 206-437-3258. you can hear me, please turn the mute off on your phone so we can hear you.
Your Honor, my experience in Hoquiam Municipal Court says if they press star 6, they can unmute their phone. I don't know if that will help or not.
Star 6?
Yeah, star 6.
Okay. If you can hear me, the person who's on the line there, hit star 6. Wish we could get some more people on here and get some work done, huh? Okay, well, I don't know what, Madam Clerk, what you want to do?
We'll go to the next one. Hello?
Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Hello. Hello.
Hello, sir. My name is Will Penoyer. I'm the judge for the city of South Bend. And who is this?
This is Charles Everett Coma.
Chuck Coma.
Yes.
Hey,
I
Chuck,
just thank God.
how you
I
doing,
got-
Chuck? Chuck, can you hear me okay?
Okay, I see you now.
Yep, I see you too. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, I had to connect you to my home phone because some reason my cell phone, I think under the settings or something, is not connected. So I'm on my home phone.
Okay, well, no problem at all, Chuck. We can hear you loud and clear now. So, Mr. Quickner, am I understanding that we're entering an SOC today on this?
That's correct, Your Honor. You should have the SOC signed by me and by Mr. Coma.
Yeah, I've got a copy here signed by everybody. Mr. Coma, do you understand the agreement you've entered into with the city?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
What's your understanding of the agreement?
That I'm not to get into any type of trouble at all in a year from the date of the incident,
Okay.
or I will have all the charges put against me.
Okay, I think you understand, Mr. Coma. So what I've got here is that you're paying a $150 fine. The case will be continued for 12 months. If you stay out of trouble and pay the fine, at the end, this matter will be dismissed. If you do not comply, either for failing to pay the fine or getting another criminal case, then I will review the police reports and most likely convict you of hit and run. Now, my only question is there any restitution issues, Mr. Quickner and Mr. Duncanson?
So restitution is reserved the way that we wrote it, but so far as I know, nobody's come forward to ask to be restituted.
Restituted, okay. Mr. Duncanson appears not to be there.
Oh, no, I'm here. Sorry.
Well, that's quite all right. Do you know if there's any restitution in this case?
I haven't received anything, but as Mr. Quittner said, I believe it's reserved in case we come forward.
All right. I just didn't know if anyone had been looking into that. Okay. So, Mr. Coma, what that means, reserved, is that if Mr. Duncanson gets contacted by or finds a person who needs to be paid for damage to their vehicle from this accident, he can come to the court and ask for you to pay for that. Do you understand?
Could you say that again?
Yeah, I'm probably talking too fast. What's going on is I understand you were in an accident, and it's possible that the car you hit, did he hit a car? I don't have the police report right in front of me.
I believe
my insurance company my insurance company said that they would pay for any damages
Oh, okay.
to the
All right.
vehicle.
Okay, so it looks like,
I mean,
yeah. Okay,
I talked to my insurance adjuster weeks ago, and he said that they would, they'd handle anything that it costs to fix the vehicle.
oh, okay. Well, Mr. Coma, that's good. Assuming that's the case, that your insurance company will cover this, then there won't be any restitution issues. I'm just telling the prosecutor, if it doesn't get paid, he can come back to the court and ask for it to be paid, but only if it doesn't get paid, okay?
Okay, all I guess that I need, would I get that from the court? What the fees of the damages, so that I could get a hold of my insurance company?
Well,
and
I don't,
give
you know,
them the information.
so I don't have the damages here, Mr. Como. What I think will probably happen, from my experience, is Mr. Duncanson will send a letter to the Miss Pryor and just say, hey, well, your damage is covered. You know, do you have any damages that weren't paid for by insurance? And then it's kind of in her court to let him know. And if it comes up, then he'll have to let you and your lawyer know, okay?
Okay, well, I guess if they want their vehicle fixed, I guess they'll get a hold of me, right? And then it'll just go down the chain.
Well, yeah, hopefully the insurance company will just deal with it, Mr. Como, okay?
No, I already talked to my insurance company, and he said, all they got to do is give the information to them, and it'll be handled.
Okay, all right. Well, I'm just trying to sort it out. I'm just saying if it's not handled, we might have to come back to court for that, but I probably will be handled. Other than that, I accept the stipulated order of continuance. I think this is a reasonable way to resolve the case. Unless Mr. Coma has questions, I think we're good to go.
Sounds good to me.
Okay. In that case, we will move on. Thank you, Mr. Coma.
Thanks, Ted.
Thank you. Thank you, Your Honor. Hey, tell your mom
To say hi. I got it. I'll tell her to say hi. Okay.
Okay.
I'll sign that and send it over.
So that 3258 that we could not get off of mute, he called, that's Michael Cheney. He's a mitigation. I don't know what to tell him, so unless somebody else has any other ideas, the *6 was not working.
Can he just call in directly rather than using Zoom?
I don't know how I would get it from my phone to the Zoom. That's the problem. I mean, my phone is not connected to my computer, so.
No, I don't mean your phone. What I mean is, aren't some of these people not using Zoom? Don't they just call in?
That's what he's doing, yeah.
Oh, okay. He wasn't trying to do Zoom even. He just couldn't even get it to work on his phone.
Yeah.
Are you not able to unmute him as the host, Lisa?
I'm sorry, what?
Are you not unable to unmute him as the host?
No, I have no way to do that. I mean, if you're on mute, as far as the video goes, I can unmute you, but when they call in, I have no idea how to unmute them.
So when people call, I'm a little maybe I misunderstand the technology, but when they call in, is Zoom involved in that at all, or is it just that Zoom records their phone call?
Zoom records this whole session, everything that's going on.
I realize that. What I'm saying is that their phone call, I mean, is it go through the Zoom system? Do they have to go through Zoom to get on the phone?
Yeah, there's a number that they call. It's a Tacoma number that plugs them in. They give a meeting ID and a password that I
Okay, so no matter what,
previously sent.
regardless, then it's through the Zoom system. It's just a question of by phone or whether or not you're gonna have a video. Okay.
Yeah, it's his equipment. I don't know what he's calling in on or how to help him.
Well, I just got a message that, I can't, I'm not sure that I can pronounce the gentleman's last name. I think it's Cambodian, Pavi something.
Yeah.
Yes, that's.
That he's been trying to connect on Zoom and he can't get through.
Well, that's the one we were gonna tell him. That's the one that was gonna get continued, John. It was on Chris's docket. Could you just tell him that?
Sure.
Just tell him it's on we had to continue it to February 10th and then he's spared. Okay, so that gentleman, we're just not able to get him on. I guess I don't know what to do other than to continue it to the 10th and hope that we can figure it out next time. It's not his
Okay.
fault, obviously.
No,
Yeah.
well,
Presumably,
really.
I'm gonna, I think we need to presume that for the sake of the court.
so we're gonna bring in last 40228, see who
Okay.
that is.
All right. I don't know if the person who's calling in can hear me, but if you can, you need to unmute your phone. And then we should be able to hear you. You can try *6, that might work. I have no idea if people can hear me when they're in that state. I mean, it's possible they could hear me, right? And they're just not, their mic just not on.
I have no idea.
Okay.
Yeah, Judge, based on my past experience, they can hear you, but apparently the *6 is not working for this court. So, and before we try to get them to connect, with all due respect, I would like to bow out at this time. It doesn't look like Mr. Quintner's client's going to show. If he does, feel free to call me anytime before 2 o'clock. I'll be tied up with DOL at 2 o'clock.
Thank you so much, Mr. Hinton. Once again, we appreciate your service.
My pleasure. Thank you very much, folks. Thank you, Lisa. Have a great rest of your day, guys. Take care, John.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Okay. Try Moto Z4 again.
Yeah, it's frustrating.
Yeah, why all of a sudden this week, all the same problem?
Yeah, we've run into it before, but not consistently.
All I can do is ask them to unmute, and I don't even know if they get that message.
Oh, hey,
There we go.
at least it looked like it. Can you hear me? Hello, can you hear me? Can the person with the Moto Z4 phone hear my voice? We cannot hear you. Okay, I feel like a foolish. Oh, there we go. Can you hear me, sir? Can you hear me? Can you wave your hand if you can hear me, okay? Wave your hand. All right, but I can't hear you. I can see your mouth, but I can't hear your voice. Can you turn your sound up somehow? Are you able to message him? She's going to send you a message. Let us know your name. Am I correct, guys, that if you minimize this window, that your face disappears on the video?
I don't believe so.
Okay, I wasn't sure. Sir, once again, can you hear me? Okay, but I can't hear you.
He says his microphone is on.
I believe you. We're just trying to figure it out. What is his name? Did he text you his name?
I have no idea.
Could you send her a message and tell her what your name is? Type in your name in the messenger. I don't know if he understands that or not. Okay, I can't.
Cody Radka.
Cody?
He's on for mitigation.
One of the mitigation hearings?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Thank you for giving me your name. At least I know what you're on for now. Okay, now your mic is turned off. Now it's on. Still can't hear you. Well, I'm not really sure what to do here. It looks like someone might be helping him.
Looks like it.
I wish I knew the troubleshooting on these things so I could tell people what to do.
It's hard to know because everybody has a different piece of equipment. So
And the way it interacts with this software is probably different, huh? All right. Do we have anybody else, or is it just the same cycle of people who aren't working?
we've got the 0228. We can try again.
Okay. Hello? Is there anybody there? Can you hear us? All right.
Hello?
Oh my
Yeah,
goodness,
can you hear me now?
it's working. This is so exciting. Yes, I can hear you. My name is Will Penoyer. I'm the judge for the city of South Bend. Who is this?
I'm Pamela Martinez.
Pamela what?
Martinez,
Pamela Martinez.
She's on for
Martinez.
pretrial.
Oh yeah, I see it here. Okay.
I'm still working on getting my license with this COVID thing. It's been hectic.
Sure. Can you hold on, Ms. Martinez? Let me ask your lawyer real quick what we're doing, okay?
Okay.
Mr. Quickner.
Well, she actually let me know what's going on, so that's good. We are in a holding pattern. We're pretty well agreed on a resolution, but there's some chance here for her to get her license back, and she's working on doing that. So sounds like we need a little more time.
Do we have a speedy trial waiver?
I'm looking.
Let me see.
Because the violations from 9/21.
Speedy trial waiver is good through 3/15/21.
Okay. Yeah, we're right at the edge of good, but Yeah, okay, so February 10th. We'll
That
come
would be
back.
nice.
Okay, Ms. Martinez, so we'll come back February 10th. Hopefully you'll make some headway by then.
February 10th at what time?
Same as now. 12:45.
Okay, thank you.
No problem. Thank you.
Alrighty. Thank you. Bye.
Okay, very glad we got that one.
Seems like quick.
See if we can get this 3258 to talk to us. This is Mr. Cheney. If we can get him,
How do you know?
because he called. That's what I was distracted with earlier. They were trying to tell me that he called.
Okay, cool. Mr. Cheney, can you hear me? From our end, it looks like your microphone is not on, Mr. Cheney. If you could try to turn off the mute. Okay. Mr. Cheney, can you hear us?
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, just those two. That's all that's left. And I don't know.
And then the other gentleman,
Yep.
Cody.
We know they're both mitigations.
Okay, so I guess we'll go back to Mr. Radka one last time, see if it works. Unless we want to go through the cases where people didn't appear. I don't much care.
We'll bring up Mr. Radka. Try again.
Sure, this time we can see that you're muted.
I'm
Yeah,
asking him to unmute.
Even when he was
There we go.
unmuted, we couldn't hear him. Mr. Radka? Can you hear me? Yeah, okay. But once again, I can't hear you. All right. Mr. Radka, can you still hear me? Okay. Since this isn't working, I guess what I'm going to have to do is continue your hearing to our next court date, which would be February 10th. So it would be the same process. You need to log on like this, but obviously you'll need to figure out why we're not able to hear you, right? So, but I'll still be happy to give you the hearing and consider your request, okay? All right, so we'll see you February 10th. Thank you. All right, so Mr. Radka will be continued, and we'll go to our...
Okay, so go to our no-shows.
It shows a phone number up there, Moto Z4. Not anymore. Okay. All right.
So.
And I guess before we get into it, I guess with the Cheney, since we didn't make any headway with that, I guess we'll just do that one on the 10th too.
Do what?
Cheney, the guy that called and that we weren't able to hear. We should do that. We need to reschedule him for the 10th too, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So let's go through the no-shows.
So Jason Carter was on for arraignment.
Jason Carter on for arraignment. Looks like you had a DWLS first, operate without ignition interlock. Mr. Duncanson, do you have any input on this?
I'd ask for a warrant.
You have a number in mind, Mr. Duncanson.
I would leave the number up to the discretion of the court. I don't know what.
Oh, Mr. Duncan, now.
10,000.
10,000 seems a bit egregious for a municipal court warrant on this particular charge. I'm going to say a $2,500. But I appreciate your input very much.
Okay.
Because I mean, we do have a DWLS one. These are both gross misdemeanors, so. Okay. What about
So-
April Johnson? Is that one where we don't have an address for her?
I've mailed to multiple addresses, and they've all come back, not
Okay.
deliverable. I even went into Spillman, the police department's software, and tried there.
Okay, so she doesn't know about today's hearing, but she was given notice of the initial hearing when she was cited, correct?
I didn't
When she was-
understand.
When she was cited initially, she was given notice of the hearing, the first
Yeah.
hearing, correct?
Let me make sure.
Well, that's,
Yes, it was served on violator.
okay, all right. Well, Mr. Duncan, this is a DWLS 3. They didn't show at the first hearing. I continued it to see if we could find them. We've had no luck. What do you think?
Maybe like just a $500 warrant in case she gets ran by another officer. I don't know.
That's fine. I think a small warrant aren't it? We don't mean to make a pun. I'm sorry. Yeah, I think $500 warrant is appropriate. Okay. So what about Janae? What's going on, Janae?
I spoke with him and emailed him earlier this week, and I gave the notice to his mother. That's all I know.
Mr. Whitner?
Will say I got a message from him a couple weeks ago via text message, so I didn't return his message, but he was trying to tell me something.
He did say he's moved to Olympia. He's trying to get an apartment there, but he did know about the hearing today, and he did have this information.
I thought we continued this because of a trial he had to attend or something in Arizona.
That's right. Yeah, he had to go to California to testify, and unless they continued it again, that should have already happened.
All right, and this is the date he requested the court at any rate. He didn't object to it.
I couldn't quite understand you, I'm sorry.
So I mean, this date, he knew about this date. He didn't object to this court date.
He didn't. We have a resolution worked out. I think we have the pleadings signed. We just need him to be here to participate in the colloquy.
So, Mr. Duncan, given that, do you think I should issue a warrant, or do you think we should just continue this?
I think we should just continue it. Note as FTA for speedy purposes, of course, but
I think that's if Mr. Whitner's saying that we're close to getting it resolved. Maybe I'm willing to give him the benefit of the doubt then, and we'll just reset it for the 10th. Okay, Finest Burger.
That is also one that we continued a couple weeks ago. In that case, there was just a lot going on. His wife was in the hospital, and he was taking care of their 1-year-old. He stayed in real good contact with me, but I haven't heard from him since then. Again, we got it resolved. We were prepared 2 weeks ago to enter the resolution. So I'm assuming this is just some sort of oversight on his part, definitely not willful. And I would ask that we just continue it, and I'll try and get a hold of him.
Mr. Duncan, does that sound all right to you?
yeah, I have no objection to that.
Okay, then that's what we'll do. We'll continue this matter to the 10th as well. And then let's see, we have Nunez Silva.
Yes, I'm not sure what's going on with him.
Yeah, it's difficult to communicate with because of the language barrier. But again, we have a resolution agreed. I've gone over it with him in detail. And I sent the pleadings to all of you earlier today. Well, during court.
Do we have a way to contact him?
Yeah, I have a phone number for him.
Okay. Well, then I guess unless Mr. Duncanson objects, once again, we'll note him up for the 10th.
No objection.
Okay. All right. Are there any other matters?
There was another mitigation.
Oh, right. There was one that we didn't talk to at all. Wasn't on there, right? Duffy?
Correct.
We haven't heard anything from them at all.
Nope.
All right, then I guess I'll just find committed. That's that.
Okay, the other two I will put on their notice, the other two mitigations that they do have the option to write in on a mitigation. They can send you a letter.
That may be prudent if they want to avail themselves of that. I'm going to send, as far as the orders and paperwork, housekeeping stuff, all I've got here is homeless paperwork. And then I'm also going to do an order dropping that no contact order on Ballesteros. I'll send that in. I'll just do an order terminating a no contact order. But other than that, I don't have anything else to sign yet. So, anything else? Anybody?
Nope.
I think that's it.
Okay, gentlemen, in that case, have a great afternoon.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, everybody.
Right. Can you hear me? Hi. So your judge canceled today, this morning?
Yeah.
Okay. I did not have a good contact information for you. Do you have an email or anything that I can, in case there's an emergency, I can get a hold of you?
Yeah.
Okay, what is it?
Yeah. My phone.
Oh, you're breaking up.
360.
Okay.
208 776.
776.
Did you get that, or you want me to repeat that?
I got 360-208-776. Or shorter number.
776. Yeah, just 6776.
Okay, 6776. Okay. All right, I will mark that down so that if something like this happens again, you don't have to waste your afternoon waiting for us just to find out that the judge isn't here.
Okay, so I have a question now. Wait, actually, no. So would I be okay to check up on my license status, like, think, or because so, so now that I took care of the South Bend warrant that I missed through Zoom,
So I'm not understanding what your question is.
so I had an issue with my license, right? And
Yeah.
the issue was well, I didn't know I had a warrant with you guys.
The warrant
And
doesn't have anything to do with your
I,
license.
well, like they said it does, because on
It does
online it
not.
says like something's holding it.
There's an
I have
FTA
no idea,
maybe on an infraction, but a warrant doesn't do anything to your license.
Oh, okay. Then I think it was an FTA deal then.
So
But
did you maybe have an infraction along with?
I waited. We handled that. I believe like the last time we had court. So I'm pretty sure that's been taken care of.
The FTA?
Yeah. I don't have no
Coming to
FTA with you
court
guys.
would not fix an FTA necessarily. Trying to pull up your driving license, your ADR. So it looks like you have three FTAs, one for our court
I had 3 FTAs with you guys.
that are showing on your ADR yet. Whoa. Hello?